This video was brought to you by my beautiful Patreon community and my YouTube channel members. Thank you so much. Welcome back, boys and girls, to another installment of Movie Night with Panda. Today's movie is titled Young People Ask, How Can I Make Real Friends? Released in 1999 to widespread critical acclaim, Young People Ask follows the story of Tara, a young Jehovah's Witness girl who just left her hometown and is now feeling lonely. Will Tara choose good friends from the congregation that love Jehovah? Or will she fall for the worldly snares of the unbelievers? Let's find out. You know, as always, we're doing the cringe challenge, so if you cringe, you lose, and when you cringe, let me know the exact moment you lost it. Are you ready? Let's get into it.
Back in Bible times, a young woman named Dinah got involved with bad associations. What were the consequences?
So this film has the strangest introduction of any Watchtower movie because it starts with some interviews of young Jehovah's Witnesses recounting the story of Dinah. Now, if you haven't read the book of Genesis for yourself, you might have no idea who Dinah even is because she's a very obscure character who only appears briefly in Genesis chapter 34. As Jacob and his sons are living among the Canaanites, a young man named Shechem becomes infatuated with Dinah. It reads, Now Dinah, the daughter Leah had born to Jacob, went out to visit the woman of the land. When Shechem, son of Hamor the Hivite, the ruler of that area, saw her, he took her and he raped her. His heart was drawn to Dinah, daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. And Shechem said to his father Hamor, Get me this girl as my wife. Yeah, very wholesome story, right? So Shechem falls in love with Dinah and tries to talk the sons of Jacob into forming a marriage alliance with him. And Jacob's sons agree under one condition. Shechem and his entire household must be circumcised. But after they chop off their foreskins and are wriggling in pain, the sons of Jacob descend upon Shechem and slaughter all of the men, taking the wives and children as plunder. It's like an episode of Game of Thrones, and it's upon this gruesome story that this film will be based upon. This religion has used the story of Dinah for decades as a cautionary tale against having so-called bad associations, aka making friends outside the religion. Which is a huge stretch because that's not even the point of the story in Genesis. In fact, you might be surprised that this gruesome story is even taught to children. Yes, it's lesson number 20 in my book of Bible stories. You remember that yellow book that we all grew up with? Yes, this is in a Jehovah's Witness children's book. The lesson, don't make friends with the unbelievers or it might lead you to be assaulted and for an entire village to be slaughtered. It's like the most demented version of culture I've ever seen.
Dinah was the daughter of Jacob.
She moved along with Jacob's family to a new area.
The scriptures say that she used to go out to visit the daughters of the land.
It was a custom with her.
She was putting herself in a compromising situation.
Yeah, you can probably see where this is going.
At some point, a Canaanite man named Shechem noticed her.
He was the most honorable man in his father's house, but he was still not a worshiper of Jehovah.
He was handsome. He had his pick of women.
But there was something about Dinah that must have attracted him.
It had a lot to do with her innocence and her inexperience.
And she was a virgin. She was not like all these other Canaanite girls.
Notice how the Bible doesn't comment on any of this. The text simply says that Shechem saw Dinah, took her, and raped her. That's it. There's no comment on her moral character or on who she was friends with. This is all pure speculation.
She put herself in a compromising situation.
She allowed herself to be alone with Shechem, where he took advantage of the situation.
They might have just started talking or, laughing about something, and one thing leads to another.
I'm sure it would have been devastating because he forced her to have sex. She got herself into this situation, and that she'd hurt not only her family, her father, her parents, but Jehovah too. Even though the Dinah account is from history, that it still definitely applies today. this kind of situation can definitely happen.
I think this drama is going to help a lot of people, kids and adults, to see that what happened to Dinah could happen to any of us if we let it.
Brace yourselves, boys and girls. This is gonna be bad.
Dear Chrissy, sorry it's taken me so long to answer your letters. It was pretty crazy around here for a while. Anyway, I want you to know that I'm okay. But Chrissy, something you said in your last letter worried me. You said that you thought the friends at the Kingdom Hall were boring, and that the kids at school were a lot more fun.
I mean, yeah, that's how it usually goes.
If you knew what I've been through recently, you'd understand why I'm worried. You've probably wondered why I haven't written you since we moved here. I guess I've been too ashamed. But now I think I need to tell you. I understood why we had to move, with Dad getting the new job and everything. But that didn't make things any easier. I was leaving behind all my friends.
Oh, honey, watch out for your back.
Don't worry,
Hey, look! Back when a window washer could afford a house with 2 garages on a single income. Good times, right?
I started writing poetry again. It seemed to take my mind off my loneliness.
Have you tried drinking alcohol?
At the new congregation, Mom and Dad were eager to make new friends.
This is my wife, Julie. Hi.
I had a major attitude problem.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Tara.
Yeah, same here.
I wonder what was wrong with her. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, you must be Tara.
Hi.
Hi, I just met your parents. They are so nice.
Thanks.
Well, anyway, my name is Stacy. You mind if I sit down?
Stacy is probably the 40-year-old pioneer sister who never found love because she was too busy serving Jehovah. That or her atrocious pastel dress kept all the boys away.
She tried really hard to be nice.
So, I hear you're from Lucinda Falls?
Lucinda Falls.
Oh, Lucinda Falls, sorry. Pretty small town, huh?
It's not that small.
Oh, sorry. I
That's
didn't mean
okay.
to.
Most pleasant Kingdom Hall conversation.
Must be pretty hard being away from all your friends, huh?
Excuse me, brothers. Could everyone please find their seats?
Stacy, it was nice meeting you. I just wasn't ready to make any new friends.
Oh, dang it, I failed to befriend this teenager who's clearly not in the mood for small talk.
Chrissy, I had never ever felt so alone. And school was the final brushstroke on this portrait of misery.
Mr. Stevenson! Off the skateboard!
I felt so out of place. It was like I didn't even exist.
I love it, it's so campy. Let's see how many 90s high school stereotypes we can fit into this movie. Popular cheerleader girls, check. Incompetent teacher, check. Skater kid, check. We're just missing the jock.
A few weeks later, though, things seemed to change for the better. It was in Mr. Beckwith's English class.
This past weekend, while you were out partying, this overworked and underpaid English teacher spent his weekend reading your poems.
Sweet! What about your...
Take this masterpiece, for example. Skateboard makes a sound when it hits the ground. That can be by people.
No, Mr. B, you gotta read it with a little rhythm, a little style, some attitude.
Sit, Kyle, sit.
Or I could just sit.
My skateboard makes a sound when it hits the ground. That can be by people. My boy Kyle was dropping some sublime rhymes before he was rudely interrupted. I mean, just look at this legend. Dressed in striking colors, with a phallus-shaped hat, with a bold slogan which I believe says, "Stop skateboard harassment." Another genius shut down by our society, I tell you. I love you, Kyle.
First up, Miss Tara Matson.
Great.
As if being the new kid in class wasn't bad enough. Now I had to be put on public exhibition.
Matt, I don't know. I have her in my civic period, though.
Why is she dressed like a prisoner? It's like a symbol of her, imprisonment to this religion.
I remember the day I caught loneliness.
Okay.
Can you shut the fuck up?
I remember the day I caught loneliness. It was the day we moved away. It lay like a stone in my lap, and no matter how I tried, prying, tearing, it simply would not go away. I never knew emptiness until I moved away. I remained a pebble, lost in this world so vast and uncaring. Cast aside, passed by, left astray, I took steps to destroy it before it sapped me, crushed me, left me victim. I pulled harder, ripping that stone right from my heart, and threw it all back into the void from where it came. Yes, I had thrown loneliness away.
You interrupted Kyle's verses for this?
Excellent work. Notice her use of simile when she says, it lay like a stone.
For weeks I had been invisible to these kids. Suddenly they noticed me.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't get too used to the attention, Tara, because you're not supposed to take your poetry skills beyond the high school level. We don't need poets at Bethel, silly girl. We need construction workers and housekeepers. Now, the popular girl asked Tara to work with her in the poetry project, and Tara reluctantly agrees. I mean, what could go wrong? It's just a school project, right?
We both had a serious case of writer's block.
Beckwith drives me crazy with these assignments. I mean, what does suffering loss mean?
Yeah, I'm suffering the loss of brain cells while watching this, that's what.
Now,
As I got to know Lori, my opinion of her began to change. I never would have guessed that we had so much in common.
Oh wow, turns out you can actually be friends with people that don't share your exact same religious beliefs.
These are great pictures. Who's this?
oh, that was my best friend, Misty. We used to do everything together.
Ooh, everything?
Anyway, that's our old house. Can you believe it?
Don't you miss it sometimes?
Yeah, a little. But mostly my friends.
So it now seems Tara has made a good friend in her new school. You could say this is an answer to her prayers. Oh boy, I sure hope that her strict religious indoctrination doesn't ruin the experience for her.
So, Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that is walking with wise persons will become wise, but he that is having dealings with the stupid ones will fare badly." Now, when the Bible says stupid ones, it's not talking about people who are unintelligent, but about people who do not follow godly standards.
All I could think about was getting together again with Lori.
Oh no, just look at that haircut and necklace. Tara is being corrupted by the evil worldly Tory, excited to write some poetry together. Is this gonna be like a 90s version of Jade and Nita?
You can't have him, Alexandra. Brett is mine.
Yours? Well, you don't own Brett, Kimberly.
Yeah. What about me, Alexandra?
That's the problem, Kimberly. It's always been about you.
Doesn't our friendship mean anything at all to you?
Here it comes. Our friendship? Write it off as a loss, honey. Your loss, my gain.
Okay, so we weren't ready for Broadway. But the class loved it. A week ago, I couldn't stand this girl.
Ladies, brilliant.
That's probably the best acting we're ever gonna see in a Watchtower film.
None of us are professional actors.
I also love how it only took 1 week for Tara and Lori to become best friends. At this rate, they'll definitely be showing off each other's aquariums.
Girl, if I had your talent, I'd cash in on it. What do you mean?
Hello, scholarships, a career, fame,
Money?
guys,
And money?
and guys.
No, writing's just a hobby for me. So what do you plan to do, flip burgers? Well, I need to do something to support myself, but I really want to help people.
What, you mean like a social worker or something?
No, more like volunteer work.
Volunteer work?
Yeah, volunteer work. Building Kingdom Halls for free so that Watchtower can sell them for profit 3 decades down the line.
Yeah, I mean, we teach people
Teach what? Hello, teachers don't make any money.
No, let me explain. You see, I'm one of...
Hold that thought.
Phew, saved by the damn phone.
The girls also figured I needed a little help with my social life.
Mark, she's way different from the other girls you've dated. I mean, she's into charity and volunteering and that sort of stuff.
She wants to be a social worker or something like that.
Oh, hi, Tara.
Oh, there we go. 2 more off the list. The jock and the autistic kid.
Mark, you are so funny. Hi, Tara. Hey, Tara. We saved a seat just for you.
Thanks.
You know Mark Chandler, don't you?
Yeah, we're in the same English class.
And you are the great poet and playwright.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. You were really great. So, how do you like life near the big city?
Well, I haven't actually seen the city yet.
Get out. What do you do when you're not at school?
She studies apocalyptic literature and knocks on everyone's doors. You know, like any normal high schooler. On Meatloaf Day, get the pizza.
Yeah, that's nice.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Isn't he so sweet?
Anyway, on weekends, I'm usually with my parents. And
Hey, what are you doing Saturday? We could show her around.
Play tour guides, why not?
Sounds like fun.
Let me in. So what do you say?
I don't know. I have to be up early on Sunday.
We'll start early, we'll get back early.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on, Tara.
Well, I guess so.
All right, we're on. So we'll meet after lunch, and I'll pick you up at your house.
Great.
That's okay. I'll just get a ride to Lori's.
I never would have admitted it, but I did
Okay,
think
cool.
Mark was cute.
So what do you think, ladies? On a scale of 1 to Panda, how cute is Mark? He's got the blue sweater, the chiseled chin, the Red Sea haircut, the fake earrings. Would you sabotage your relationship with Jehovah for this kid? Let me know in the comments below.
It seems to me like you're an expert, Mark.
And a day with the girls sounded like fun. That Saturday morning, I went out in field service with Stacy Evans. But my mind was not on preaching.
Yeah, why would it be? Preaching is boring as hell. When you're out knocking on doors, you're thinking of anything else but preaching.
You want to do the next one?
No, that's okay. You could do it.
I told Stacy that I was hungry and wanted to stop service early. She insisted on buying me lunch.
Okay, here's your salad. Thanks. It'll be a couple minutes on your burger, honey.
Thanks.
So, how are you doing? I mean, getting used to the new school and everything.
Okay, actually. Most everyone's been pretty nice.
Oh, that's good.
It's so awkward. Watchtower has always pushed older pioneer sisters to befriend the young ones in the congregation to try to encourage them. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with making friends that are a little older than you, but they can never be a replacement for kids your age, especially when you're in high school. Stacy is just trying so hard.
Hey, listen, I'm having some friends over tonight. I want you to come. I actually made a cheesecake that I'm proud of.
I'd love to, but I promised to go into the city with some friends.
Oh, from our hall?
No, from school. But they're just gonna show me around the city. They're real nice.
Don't do it, Stacy. Just say, Tara, I'm so glad you're making new friends at school. Good on you. And move on. Come on, Stacy, please.
Look, I hope you don't mind me asking this, but how well do you really know these kids?
What do you mean?
I mean, do they have any interest in the Bible?
I don't know, it hasn't come up. But they're not into drugs or anything like that.
Oh, didn't you know, Tara? All kids outside your religion are caught in a cycle of drug-fueled orgies which they perform every weekend, and they're all looking for a way to tempt you into the dark side.
In fact, they're even nicer than some of the kids at the Kingdom Hall.
Well, even if that were true, don't you think you have to be careful with people who may not even believe in the Bible? Don't forget what happened to Dinah.
Dinah?
Yeah, you remember Jacob's daughter?
Of course. Stacy goes for the most extreme Bible story she can think of. Crazy lunatic. Using the story of her victim to discourage the young girl from making unbelieving friends. Stacy would probably hate to see Tara find a good worldly boy instead of, wasting her life away knocking on doors like she has done.
These kids are not Canaanites. They're very nice.
Maybe, but what are their beliefs? What are their morals?
Oh, sorry, Stacy. Forgive Tara for not having an extensive list of her colleagues' religious beliefs, especially since she just met them like a week ago. Because belief is all that determines the morality of a person, right? It's that simple.
So you're saying that I shouldn't be friendly with anyone in school who isn't a witness?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, the Bible tells us to love our neighbors. But doesn't it also warn us that it's dangerous to get too close to certain people? People that don't follow God's standards?
I guess Miss Perfect never read her stories of Jesus hanging out with sinners and prostitutes.
Dinah learned that the hard way.
This bitch.
But don't we have to teach people about the Bible? How can I do that if I don't spend any time with them?
Oh, so you have had a chance to witness to them?
Well, no. But that's not the point. Lori and her friends are not bad.
Okay. But do they encourage you to do good things? Like personal study, meetings, field service.
Why would they encourage her to do that? They're not in a cult.
No. Look, Stacy, I've already given my word. And Jesus did say I have to let my yes mean yes, right?
Tara, do you really think Jesus meant saying yes to things that can hurt you?
Stacy, I'll be careful. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Trust me.
Here's your burger, honey.
Stacy wasn't praying, she was just upset that Tara didn't immediately fall under her thumb. You probably had at least one Stacy in your congregation. Pioneer sister way past her childbearing age, a busybody who is always looking for faults in others. Oh, your dress is too short. Oh, I didn't see you in service last time. Oh, you're making new friends at school? Be careful. They're looking to sacrifice you at the altar of their master, Satan. It's just so ridiculous.
Stacy's words affected me far more than she realized. But I had already made up my mind.
And let's go. You know Tara's gonna turn into a pumpkin. Just squeeze me.
I lied to my parents and told them I had plans with some friends from the congregation.
Oh no, how evil.
So how tall is it?
It's like 300-400 stories.
Not like 200. Does it matter? It's just tall, okay?
Last time I checked, it was 0 meters.
At first, we pretty much stayed together as a group. But soon, Mark and I were talking. I really enjoyed the attention.
They're pretty good.
Not bad. So it doesn't take long before Mark's friend, Kyle, buys some drugs in the most suspicious way possible. And he just shows them off in the middle of the parking lot.
No, I better get home.
I want to go home now.
People, have no fear. Thanks to me, your evening will not be a total waste.
Oh, so you're leaving? Now you know I don't touch that stuff. Stunts your growth.
You're lost.
Which makes Tara very upset because cannabis is not in Big J's list of acceptable drugs, but alcohol is completely okay.
Why won't you smoke this cigarette? Are you afraid? Are you chicken? My parents are gone. Little party at my place.
Yeah.
Too bad, Tara, you're missing out. Tara, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just that... Never mind.
Well, we better get Tara back home before she misses her bedtime.
To be honest, Chrissy, I probably would have stayed. But it was getting dark, and I knew I'd never get away with coming home that late.
Hey, don't forget about that party next week.
That's right, guys. All right, see you later. Bye, Mark.
Mark told me he didn't mind taking me home.
Oh, Mark, you want to make your next left?
Wait, Tara, there's one more place you've got to see.
Mark, I've got to get home.
I'll get you home. Trust me.
Mark.
What? He just wants to show you his aquarium.
This is your favorite spot?
Sure is.
What, may I ask, is so special about it?
Sometimes I just like to come here and think.
About what?
Things. Like how to tell your father you don't want to go to law school and work for the firm.
Isn't there good money in it?
I don't care about the money. I want to help people. Maybe teach or do volunteer work.
You sound like me.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Mark seemed to care about a lot of the things that were important to me. Before I knew it, we had been talking for over an hour.
I don't know.
So Kyle's flying down the hallway. Beckwith jumps right in front of him. Boom! Kyle and Beckwith flat on their backs.
Oh, no.
Kyle spent his entire sophomore year in detention for that one. Tara, you know... Oh, never mind.
No, what?
You're different from the other girls, aren't you?
Different? Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Yeah. I mean, I've never met anyone like you. I could tell from your poem.
Well, you know, I was really impressed with your poem, too.
Oh, well, thanks. But yours told me something.
Told you what?
That you've got a lot going on inside. I mean, Lori and the other girls are okay, but they're all so empty. You're different.
Chrissy, I can't believe how close I came to breaking Jehovah's laws that night. Things went way too far, and Mark wanted to go much farther.
I would bet $1 million that the most these kids did was make out. But since Tara has never felt the romantic embrace of another human being, she equated that to sinning against God and felt super guilty and cried all night to Jehovah. Like in the movie The Prodigal Returns, you remember that one? When David gets laid and then he storms out of the room and starts crying in the rain? Yeah, that's probably how Tara reacted to this.
David, please don't go home tonight.
Jehovah, I'm so sorry.
And it's weird because the movie never implies that Mark tried to like force Tara to do anything. Yeah, maybe he was begging her, but there wasn't actual physical violence like in the story of Dinah. So how exactly does this movie relate to the story of Dinah? Who knows? Is Tara's dad going to take revenge upon Mark's family and ask them to be circumcised and then slaughter all of them when their willies hurt?
But I couldn't. I kept thinking about how much it would hurt my parents, my friends, and especially Jehovah. Still, it wasn't easy. It took everything I had to stop and to get Mark to take me home.
Tara?
Mark revealed a side of himself that I hadn't seen before.
I just don't get it. Things were going so great. What is it with you?
Mark didn't care about me or my feelings. He wanted one thing. Later on, I learned I wasn't the first or the last to be taken to his favorite spot.
I gotta go.
This film acts as if fuckboys only exist outside the Jehovah's Witness religion, but let's be real, you can also find these assholes in the congregation. Well, Mark, maybe you can go bone your buddy Kyle instead. I mean, he's probably all coked up by now.
I felt so stupid, so naive. It was wrong to be alone like that with any guy, but especially one who didn't serve Jehovah. I let Mark know that I would never go out with him again.
Bah.
That night, I told my parents everything. They were very upset.
Are you sure you told us everything? Nothing else happened?
No, Dad, I told you.
You've been telling us a lot of things. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Asshole.
Honey, what were you thinking? Didn't you get it? Why do you think he took you there?
Don't you know what he wanted? I can't believe this.
After a while, things started to calm down, and they really listened.
Tara, it took a lot of courage to tell us all that. Sorry I got so angry.
That's okay, Dad. I just wish I came to you and Mom sooner. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Honey, we're just glad things didn't go any further than they did.
I know, but I still feel awful about what did happen.
Yeah, it means your religious indoctrination is working all right.
And so do we. We got so wrapped up in our new jobs, the house, that we didn't even see what you were going through.
Honey, we're going to do everything that we can to help you get through this.
It's been a long day. Let's get some rest and we can talk about this tomorrow.
Love you so much.
My parents, and later the elders, were really there for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. To be in good standing with Jehovah, Tara had to go talk to the elders that night and reveal to them with explicit detail everything that went down with Mark. Did they kiss? Did they touch each other? And what body parts did they touch each other? Yeah, I swear, elders get off on all the details.
I wanted to be liked and accepted so much that I was willing to hide who I really was. I had to start setting things straight.
It was so perfect. I mean, what was the problem? I know Mark practices safe sex.
Lori couldn't believe that I turned Mark down.
It's because...
Because of what?
Because of what I believe.
I don't get it.
I mean, it's my religious beliefs, Lori.
Look, Tara, I went through a lot of trouble to get you guys together. And now you've suddenly gotten religious? What's up with that?
I haven't suddenly gotten religious. This is what I've always believed. I guess I just forgot who I really am and what I care about.
Don't you care about Mark?
I did, but I shouldn't have gotten involved with him. And I'm definitely not going to do something immoral with him.
Who said do something immoral? I have morals.
I'm not saying that you don't.
Then what are you saying?
I'm saying that I believe that all you dirty heathens will be destroyed in the War of Armageddon real soon, so there's no point in wasting my time with you.
That I don't believe in having sex before marriage.
If it's with somebody that you really care about, what's the big deal?
The big deal is that the Bible says it's wrong.
Yeah, the Bible says a lot of dumb stuff.
Do you have to do every little thing the Bible says?
Look, Lori, I should have told you this before. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
You are?
Yes, and we take the Bible seriously. It says sex is for two people who are married.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so it didn't work out with you and Mark. But don't forget about the party Friday. Maybe you'll meet somebody else. Somebody who's more like you.
No, Lori, I don't think so. Not there.
Well, then just come and hang out with us girls.
Thanks, but I just wouldn't be comfortable at the party.
Okay, so you don't want to date guys, and you don't want to go to parties. Don't you people have any kind of fun?
Of course we do. The Bible doesn't condemn fun.
No, but according to your interpretation, it condemns birthdays, holidays, making out with your boyfriend, making a toast, getting drunk, or hanging out with any unbelievers. You know, I love when Jehovah's Witnesses pretend that they have as much fun as worldly people. It almost feels like they're gaslighting themselves.
I would love to explain my beliefs. Maybe then all this would make more sense to you.
I don't know, Tara, it's late. Maybe another time.
Telling her all that was not easy, but it was worth it. I think that Lori respected me for it, and it felt good to finally stand up for what I believed. I just wish that I had spoken up earlier. It would have saved me a lot of pain.
Pain that is made 1,000 times worse by your religious guilt. Just imagine if this girl would have actually done the deed with Mark. She would be a complete wreck. She would have probably jumped off the Twin Towers by now. So Tara confessed to her parents, to the elders, and to Big J himself. You would expect for her mind to be at ease now, right? Wrong. This is the watchtower we're talking about, baby. And you can bet they're gonna find a way to extend the guilt as long as possible.
Flesh is so weak, and the heart too is desperate. With this sinful state you contend. But please be assured that you can overcome it, for God is your helper and friend. Make the truth your own. Too bad ways do not.
Ooh, Stacy can just smell the fresh blood, I know it.
Tara, are you all right? Are you sure?
She just wants to say, I told you so. You're not tricking us, Stacy.
You want to talk about it?
Stacy, ever since I've moved here, you've been trying to be my friend. And I've acted so stupid. Why do you keep trying?
Because I measure my personal worth with how many young women I can mold to my liking.
Because I don't think you really like this. I think I'm looking at someone who's going through a hard time and who really needs a friend. And I'd like to be that friend, if you let me.
You?
You have been a friend, Stacy. Maybe even more than you know. I'll be okay. I realize now how much Jehovah cares and that I have my parents and friends like you to help me.
You know what? Tomorrow, you and me. Let's go out in service and do lunch or something. Does that sound good?
I'd like that.
Good.
No better way to improve your mental health than to go bother your neighbors early in the morning. Geez, no wonder my mental health in the religion was a disaster.
Chrissy, that was months ago, and I'm finally getting over things and feeling much better. I see things a lot differently now. I realize that being in the truth means more than just going to the Kingdom Hall with our parents. That we really do have to make the truth our own. At first, I didn't think I had anything in common with the friends in my congregation. But you know what? We have the most important thing in common we could have. Our friendship with Jehovah.
Ironically, all of these relationships are extremely surface level because if Tara were to leave this religion, her so-called friends would be pressured to stop speaking to her. What's the point of a friendship if the only thing that keeps you together is the shared belief in an invisible dude in the sky?
Sometimes I used to think I was missing out because I couldn't do everything the kids in school did. Now I think that they're the ones missing out. Maybe there are a lot of things a Christian can't do, but there's a lot of things we can do.
So, are you limited in what you can do, or are you not? Which one is it, Tara?
The friends in our congregation get together all the time. I can't wait for you to meet them when you come out and visit. I hope that's soon. I wish I could go back and do things differently, but I can't change the past. I can only move forward and try to learn from my mistakes. You see, I've learned something very important. Something that I will never forget. Who my real friends are. And Chrissy, I hope that you will always be one of them. Forever. Love, Tara.
Ugh, thank God it's over. One more corny scene and I would have lost it. Wait, it's not over? You mean the DVD came with some extra interviews that will teach us how to make true friends? No.
Whether they're young or old, the best kind of friends are people who are friends of God.
Your book, Sister Smith. Thank you. And your brochures. Perfect timing.
That had to be the greatest transition in film history. It's literally impossible to recreate.
There's a lot of pressure on you as a witness. They think you're weird, that you belong to a sect or something strange.
Yeah, girl, take a hint.
Regret most is that I wasted all these years serving Jehovah.
Best life ever. So guys, let me know what you thought of this movie in the comments below, and let me know the exact moment you lost the cringe challenge because I love reading your comments. I had been wanting to review this movie for a long time, so it was really fun, very campy, but it's such a fascinating window into the world of Jehovah's Witnesses. There is another film on this series, Young People Ask, talking about college, avoiding success. So if you would like me to cover that one, please let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to support my work, please head on over to Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. It's only $1 a month and you gain early access to all my work. Thank you guys so much. Take it easy, have a wonderful day, and stay away from the tower.
Goodbye.